2周前的金球奖颁奖典礼，你最喜欢谁的感谢词呢？今天透过3个沟通必备的元素，让你来听听谁的演讲让我们最感动。Hello， 欢迎来到 Executive Plus 主管与沟通力的 Podcast。I'm Sherry, an educator, certified coach, and style enthusiast. 我相信专业有效的沟通是语言跟逻辑的完美结合。
And I'm Nick, a startup consultant, corporate trainer, and late-night gaming junkie. I believe great communication requires the right mindset and solid frameworks.
我们希望带给大家职场英语的技能、跨文化沟通技巧与其他能帮助您成为出色领导者的工具。
Join us each week as we share our experience, research, and methodologies to take your communication and language skills from good to great. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Executive Plus podcast. The Golden Globes finished a few weeks ago, but some of the speeches stay with us until now. It was definitely a night of people whose careers had been going for decades before they got the recognition they deserve. So there's a few speeches we wanted to pull out and talk about those 3 key ideas behind speech and presentation. What do you want them to know? What do you want them to feel? And what do you want them to remember?
今天就让我们来听听看3个非常受欢迎的感谢词，也就是从 Jennifer Coolidge、Huy Quan 还有 Michelle Yeoh。
Jennifer Coolidge was given an award for her work on White Lotus. Now, White Lotus is a great TV show on HBO. Probably not for everyone. It is quite dark, but she really did an amazing job. What stood out for me in her particular speech is that she is just her.In the movies, when you listen to her talk on that stage, she really knows how to bring out her own personality, and that didn't change even when getting this big award.
Yeah, I think she just being herself, unapologetically herself. She just comfortable.
She put down this very prestigious award on stage. Like most people hold it and cuddle it. And the first thing she does is like, this is heavy, and puts it down.
Yeah, I know, exactly. She didn't ask anyone to hold it for her. She just like, I'm just going to put it down on the floor. And she's just funny. 我相信应该有一些人还记得金发尤物吧 Legally Blonde. 那也就是她大概最著名其中最著名的角色之一。那大家应该都还记得她呢，在那个角色呢，就是一个非常 fun, cute, 有点 naive, 天真的一个角色. And she's kind of the same throughout.
Yeah, she specifically plays like one type of character. And although her work in The White Lotus, she took that to another level, but Legally Blonde, American Pie, basically any movie she was in or famous from when we were younger, like she plays the same character. But it turns out like that's just her. She's just very good at lighting up a room, bringing humor to any kind of situation. And I think that it's like when it comes to what, that's just the attitude that she wanted to bring. Like, what do you want people to know? Is she like, this is a great night. Like she's thankful. She loves what she does. This is a great night. And that feeling of just joy and being silly. It's also considered like a very serious award. Most of the time when people win this, they're, very serious actors. And she wins as someone who just kind of plays very offbeat and quirky. And finally, remember is just be yourself. Like go up there. You don't need to be someone different. You can be thankful. You can show gratitude, but you can just be you.Yeah,
exactly. 还记得她在去年年底的艾美奖吧，她也得到了一个就是最佳女主角的这个奖项。And I remember she even danced to the music that's supposed to send her off the stage. She's just like, wait, let me finish. And she couldn't get them to stop the music, and she just started dancing with it. And that's just such a perfect example of who she is. The next one, we want to talk about Huy Quan.I don't remember a lot of him from when he was a child actor because I feel like that's kind of before my time when I even like pay attention to Western movies, but he was in Indiana Jones and The Goonies.
Right. So the second Indiana Jones movie, which arguably he's the only good part of that movie.
Seriously?
Yeah. The first and third Indiana Jones are amazing. So good. The second one is so bad. But he plays a very iconic character that anyone my age or like my parents' age would definitely be like, oh, I know who that guy is. And then The Goonies is basically ingrained into every child my age's memory from just that movie. So he was a big part of childhood, but it's, yeah, definitely one of those things where you're like, yeah, what happened to that guy?
Yeah, 所以基本上呢，他从12岁的时候开始演戏，但是呢，一直从大概10几岁的时候到他现在好像有30年左右，他都没有办法找到一个是适合他的角色。So he kind of just went really quiet and he worked behind the scene a lot. 但是到了这个角色，也就是他演 Michelle Yeoh 的老公嘛，在 Everything Everywhere All at Once， 那他终于得到这个金球奖。So it's actually such a full circle moment, and because of this I actually started watching a bunch of his interview that he did, and he's someone that makes people just feel really good.
So know, feel, remember. I think for him, know is that he wants to show gratitude to everyone who gave him his first stop and then his chance again. So he very often like points out like, okay, Steven Spielberg is over there. He got me started. And then here are the directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once. They believed in me and remembered who I was. And so it's like this, what do you want people to know is just like he appreciates the beginning and current day.
Now, feel 他的这个 feeling 非常的强烈，不管你是在他的这个 acceptance speech 或者是在任何一个 interview， 你都会感受到他这种很强烈的 gratitude， 他就是一个充满感激的人，他常常都会讲到他哭。He's really emotional person. He's always crying.
Of all the speeches I watched, he's the one who like cried on stage.
Yeah, and he always will tear up, but it's like a genuine reaction. 他就是一个非常充满感激 hope. He has a lot of light and he's so positive. And I think Steven Spielberg actually said the same thing. He's just like, oh, that guy, just full of positive attitude.
So really remember for him is like, it's never over. There's always a chance. And so he appreciates, the opportunities he's given. He thanks his wife, but it's like, it's never over. Yeah. There's always a day that you can come back.
Now the last but not least, which is Michelle Yeoh 杨紫琼，她在好莱坞打拼了这么多年，她终于得到了这个奖。我觉得 everyone, especially in Asia, just really proud of her. So of course we have to include her speech in here. Then just to talk about the note, like what do you want the audience to know? 我觉得就是她的 resilience. Like it's really, she talked about when she came to Hollywood.Long time ago, she found out she was a minority. She couldn't believe it. And her career. Everyone knows her career.
Yeah, she's in so many iconic movies. Yeah, when you think back on it, it's a little crazy. She's never been given a major award for all her work.
So to me, it's that resilience throughout her entire career for all these years. I think she mentioned like 40 years of her acting career. And what about the feeling? What do you feel?From her speech?
I mean, I would have a similar feeling to her co-star, which is gratitude that someone was willing just to keep going. Because she brings up that she had just turned 60, that she was like, okay, you had a good run. Being a main list actor, but maybe no awards, like, okay, I can accept that. But then finally, people just someone who deserves and can portray something that you wouldn't think about, because that movie is still an action movie.
It is.
Which is her specialty, right? She's most well known for martial arts movies, but it also stretched her ability both as a physical actor, but also her character as well. And I think that feeling is just like someone finally found the right place to put her where she could just shine.
That's true. And to remember, I think from her speech, what I can remember is just we're not alone. And I think when we said we is Asian Americans especially, she thanked all the people that she stood on and was with her along the way. Keep moving forward. We're not alone, even though we may be minority in the world, but it's definitely not alone.
We will leave you links to watch their full acceptance speeches. We really recommend that you go back and these are 2-3 minute speeches max, and realize that it's not necessarily about anything fancy they said. They spend probably half of all of their speeches thanking other people. But when they choose to say something, it has an impact and it can be memorable. And so these are great things to pull out and use for your own techniques later when preparing a speech.
Yeah, and especially I wanted just to mention that the feeling aspect of it. And I know this is acceptance speech. Obviously, everyone feels joy and gratitude. But when it comes to any kind of presentation, pitches, any kind of formal environment, that feeling, don't forget that, because it's just as powerful anywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once.
All right. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll talk to you guys after the new year.
Bye. The Executive Plus podcast is a Presentality Group production, produced and hosted by Sherry Fang and Nick Howard. You can search us on Facebook, 主管英文 Executive Plus. You can also find us on Instagram, Communication R&D, and email us at sherry@epstyleplus.com.